The worst thing you can do is not do your monitor, because everybody has to be held accountable for like what you didn't do. The School of Avalon Cosmetology. Let's go in, shall we? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is CaPriel Annissa for the ones who are new to my channel, and for the ones who aren't, hi you guys. It's good to see you guys' faces, or see my face actually doing something. And I have had quite the journey trying to get here, and today we're going to be talking about my cosmetology school experience. Now, there are a few things here and there that you probably might want to like skip. Like, for example, do you want to see the fun side? Do you want to see the knowledgeable side? Like, there's all different types of situations here. I did the vlog the best way that I could. There are some things that I just want to like show you guys, and then there's some things that I just thought was like just pure darn ridiculous, but I like couldn't absolutely do it at the time. Like, my mind was just like mentally somewhere else and I wanted to film it, but that wasn't possible. Sorry if you hear a bell, that's snow in the background. So yeah, I'm gonna just get right into it. If you guys want a part 2 series or something like that, or like with more detail as to like what type of questions, like a question and answer type of video, I could do that for you guys. Let's get into it. So the tour is one huge decision of your life. You know, you're making a commitment as far as, you know, is this the place that I should be at? Do they have the best advancements that I want to deal with? Like, can I grow here? Do I see myself as a student in this building? Is it clean? Is it friendly? Is it a happy place? And one major factor, you have to understand what is all included in the program that you are selecting, because not everything is a bundle package. Like, you think you're going to cosmetology school to learn one specific situation, and that's not the case. You're going to be like in detail in what they want you to know, the true basics of skincare, hair care, sanitization, all that types of stuff. So yeah, that's very important to know when you actually take your tour. So hair extensions and makeup should be like included, right? And it should be, right? I mean, we have some curriculum that is a part of it, but this is not included. So those are the things and certifications. If you want to get those type of things, they add on to a ticket. Just saying. So I know you're probably thinking makeup, hair extensions are like supposed to be included into this deal. I mean, you have some subjects that do talk about them, like very minimal. Like maybe 3% or 5% of it is geared towards that. When you're accepting the cosmetology program, you're understanding that they are giving you the basic knowledge and terms and everything that you should know as a cosmetologist for going to school to study these things. Other things like esthetician, like skincare and all the other stuff, if you want to be more in detail about it, like you actually have to like go to those like departments. If you want to like have a makeup certification, like you have to take a makeup certification class, which we did offer a lash extension class. Like you have to take those and you have to get certified by them. I, however, took the lash extension certification class, but you know, we'll talk about that on another day. In the state of Arizona, the cosmetology program is 1,600 hours. Your first step after that is going to orientation. Orientation, you guys, to me, felt like going to school for the first time. Oh my God, I'm 28 years old. Like, girl, whew, child, like I'm not ready for this, because you deal with so many ages, but most of them were pretty young. So, you know, this is a time you meet the people that you are going to be vibing with, like who you're going to get along with. And in my case, the girls that I know They're very sweet and just like supportive. They were an awesome team, and I'm so glad to, you know, be friends with them. They actually taught me a lot about myself, and like we learned, you know, with each other. Like we wanted to support each other and cheer each other on, and that's very important. And we didn't want to make, you know, other girls feel left out because, you know, hey, we're new. So, you know, let's be all inclusive. Let's form this sorority sisterhood or whatever we want to call this. Because it's going to be a long ride, you guys. Like, these are the people you are going to see for a long time. And, oh my God, you better be ready. Majority of us were women, so you know how hormones tend to go flying everywhere. So, you know, that happens. Like, I mean, we all fall off track sometimes. Some days I'm not me, not you, is you, not me type of situations, and you know, we turned out fine. So in orientation, what we discuss are the dress code, the do's and the don'ts, and also like what time we're supposed to be there, what time do we get out of school, when we're supposed to go on break, how to pre-arrange in and how to pre-arrange out, and the consequences if you aren't there on Saturdays without pre-arranging out. Saturdays are one major huge day that you cannot miss, like unless you like pre-arrange out. So if you don't do that, then you do definitely get in-school suspension. And we also went over things to expect as a student. So after we had our meeting, we actually got our Christmas. It was for our cosmetology kits. And when you get them, it's just like, wow, I have so many tools to work with, especially like if you're passionate about doing all these projects and you're just like, I can't wait. But oh my God, you have to carry every item that you got like the next day and the day after that and for the rest of the school year. Like, do you know getting out of a car is like a 10-minute process? Like, you really need like, I don't know. We was all struggling and we kind of figured it out. It kind of got easier as to expect what we needed and what we did not. So, also when getting your kit, you want to make sure that you, if you're right-handed or if you're left-handed, make sure you specify what shears you wear, because a lot of people don't really know when they go into cosmetology school that they need left-hand shears if they're left-handed. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of like one of the mix-ups that people had as an issue when getting their kits. Now at this stage, you're in stage 1. There's 3 stages in school for cosmetology. How typically things went for us, we had theory first. Miss Vicky and Miss Abby were amazing teachers. They broke down things very easygoing and simple-minded as possible to like break down these freaking crazy words that were like, what the heck, how do you like remember that? Like, how are we supposed to like retain this information? And so they did an amazing job doing that. I'm just so happy to have them as teachers. So the book that we read out of for theory is based off of My Lady. And so it's a pretty nice sized book. It was pretty like, I would say about that thick maybe. Everything was put into categories as far as theory, like we have to learn this and this in order to move on to stage 2. So be aware of those chapters jumping around. So after break, we would have like a 15-minute break between that and actually watching a demo, product placement, or you know, thermals or something like that, or body position, like you don't want to do this, or you're going to give yourself carpal tunnel. They wanted to make sure that you were in good position, you're doing what you're supposed to, and how many minutes or whatever you're supposed to do is accurate. But those are the ways that we learn how to do it. We may watch a video before doing that demo or something to feed our minds how we're going to go about it and build that specific character. So when we're practicing, we're understanding and developing character of like oh, I like this, I'm really great at that. Like, you don't know unless you try, unless you practice, and unless you perfect what you're doing. So after watching the demo, we would actually just get our equipment together, because we never know what we were going to do, but our teachers were very helpful. They let us know ahead of time, like, these are the materials that you'll need. You don't need these 2 dolls, you just need one of those dolls. And like, they told us a specific one. Some days you might come in and have a long haired doll and you gotta cut it off, or they try to be reasonable with you, but like, unfortunately most of my dolls never really left the building. Yeah, they were always with me at all times. We would go to lunch. Lunch lasted for 30 minutes. And then after that, we would come back and practice those moves that we actually learned in technique. So during this phase, we learn our strengths, our weaknesses, but regardless, like, you should have a good support system cheering you on and helping you do better every single bit of the way. Throughout the school year, you're able to get personals throughout the year as long as you have passing grades. So if you don't have a passing grade, you're not supposed to be getting your hair done or your nails or anything of that sort. Now, when it came to certain services being performed on actual people, you know, we get really nervous or whatever, but like, when we're performing these services on other people, you know, we actually practice on each other, like a deep condition or a haircut or bleaching techniques or whatever the case may be. Like, we did those practices just so we felt comfortable. On Saturdays, you must have a client. You must have a model. You must have a model. It's so important, because if you don't go to the next phase. And you had to have one every single Saturday, and we were in there for 10 weeks. You know, I'm so thankful for Karen. She hooked me up with her friends, because I knew not a soul out here. I don't know how I would have made it without her. So thank you, Karen. Another expectation is you do have to have pen and paper and books, because you do have to study. Some tests were a bit difficult than some, but you know, I'm here, so, and I'm not even the smartest person in the world, but I am capable of knowing. Tests were given every single week for 10 weeks. So talk about a long time. You had to pass all of your tests in order to go to the next stage. But like, back to the models, like, you have to come every single Saturday. But like, if you really know someone who's like really great at hair, like, take advantage of that opportunity while they're in school, because you could get the hair of your dreams. But let me let you know this, it does come with maintenance, so you do have to come back. So if you want them to continue to do your hair, like, and they did a really fantastic, phenomenal, like, beautiful job, go back to them. Like, don't leave them hanging like that. Hair is everything. We practically got a chance to be hands-on for once and actually practice the knowings of what type of hair are we dealing with and what type of situation their hair is in. You know, like, we're responsible for that issue. If we decide to work on that, that could cost us our license, that could cost us our moolah, and we're not going to take that risk. So that's the reason why people turn people away, and that's very important to know. We also understand the types of hair, what we're dealing with, and what products could be very damaging to it, and give you the best recommendation that we possibly can based off our knowledge that we know. So when you're in theory, understand that whatever you're learning that week, or whatever demo that you're learning that week, remember those key pointers in there to pay attention, because the services that you might be performing on your client on Saturday, you're probably going to be doing that performance on them. So you don't want to mess up and skip a step on, you know, on their head, because then you're like truly looking crazy. Okay, so stage one pretty much gets you all molded up into this flower that is getting ready to blossom, and you guys are gonna take clients in stage two. You're gonna be actually being able to work on an actual person, and kind of almost like the real world, so hey, you better be ready. In the real world, you don't get instructors, so you want to pay attention very closely. They're not going to be able to save you from that BS haircut you just gave. This stage includes thorough consultation knowledge and like how to meet and greet an actual client, not person, client. And they teach you how to close your ticket. So at the end of 10 weeks, you must pass your final plus amongst all the other other tests that you had prior before going to stage 2. If you do not pass all those tests, then you do not go to stage 2. You have to repeat it all over again. At this point, you should know your basics. Some not as much, but hey, they trying. When working on the floor, you have to adjust your lunch according to how your clients are scheduled. Some days you don't get a lunch. So the schedules were floor, class, floor, class, floor. So you're not on the floor the entire time. On the class days, you are given information just like you are in stage 1, but more in detail. Now this is the longest stage, but it also depends on you, because like going to cosmetology school is not like your typical graduation. Everybody has their own unique time and own date. And I mean, you might have somebody that match your numbers, but you know, everyone has their own time. So there's no need for a huge ceremony and cap and gown and all that type of stuff. But I mean, hey, if that's you, that's you. So when you arrive, you see this roster full of clients and their information, whether they were requested or if they were a new client, or what service they request, because sometimes they may request this specific treatment or like highlights or something like that, and their hair is not good enough for that. So that's where consultation comes in. It is an important part of the service. The client has up to 30 minutes to show up for their appointment scheduled. And if they do not, that doesn't mean you still won't get a client. You could get a walk-in and then you're like blindsided as to what we need. But at all times, all your items should remain sanitized and clean for your next client. And you have to like make sure your station is clean and clear. You have to barbicide and wipe down everything and make sure all your items that you're going to be using are squeaky clean. During your downtime on the floor, you have a floor sheet that consists possibly, I think, like 60 boxes. It could be a roller wrap, an updo, a braid style, a hot tool style, a perm wrap. Anything that is on that sheet, like you have to do this. It's like a bunch of them. So you have to do that, and you can do whatever you want to. Just make sure you have to have an instructor sign off on it. So the days that you aren't on the floor is just like stage 1, practical and theory. So practical and theory will take up half of the day between lunch. So in practical, we had a lot of fun exploring a lot of different things, like creating updos and having contests for them. I felt like that was a place for you to build up more character as to what you like, what avenue of specifics that you like. You get a test every 5 weeks. So yeah, that was kind of nice to just like retain information, but there was a lot of information just like studying. We would read over theory like a chapter a day, just to get that information, and then we would take all that information and deposit into one huge test. And the test averaged out to about maybe 100 questions to 200 questions. So I believe our final was 200 questions, but yeah. So my conclusion on stage 2 is just a place to just grow and experiment and just, you know, really get in tune with yourself. Make sure you understand like your sales and wanting better for yourself and a great representation that you would like to appear to your clients. So this is the business development interviews, follow-ups, and like how to dress to get the job that you want. You can't go in looking busted and crusted and asking for a job, and making sure that the job is for you. Will you love this later on down the line? Or like if you're not going to agree to the terms that what they're going to make you do, is it commission based or is it, you know, booth rent? What are your expectations? You need to go in knowing what type of job that you want specifically for you. Like, do you want to be your own boss? Do you want to be a salon owner? You're pretty much getting really shaped up for the job that you want and the real world out there, because your instructors aren't going to be there to help you in all those situations anymore. You're definitely going to have exiting interviews with financial aid, get your photo for your cos license, and as well as making sure all your information is correct before you leave the door. At that point, you're going to be getting ready to graduate soon. There are 2 exams during the school year that you should worry about, which is our 900 and our 1400 practical exam. What you do in the practical exam is pretty much do a list of things. I don't have my list right now, but you have a list of things that you have to perform. If you guys would like for me to go over those type of things and we can work on them together, I can do that if you guys request down below. We also had a makeup hour that was in between the hours of 4 and 5, and at 5:30 night school starts. So I also did night school as well some nights, just because I had the availability to just get it all knocked out the way. Some people weren't as fortunate, but do know that if you do take the course at night, it is a little bit like longer. So understand that. I am a full-time day student, but I did full-time day plus a little bit more. So it's all up to you. I know typically some of the cosmetology programs last about a year. Some can last a little over a year because of the night school. And some people can do it before. It just according to what type of availability that you have. If you graduate way too early, financial aid will not pay for the remainder of your school because they do it in increments. So be aware of that. So that's one thing that you can't just skip through. So you definitely want to talk to your financial advisor about that. So just wanted to let you guys know that. You're like, oh, who's gonna clean up the place? You, RB. You. There's no janitors. You are the janitors. Oh my God. Like, and then, oh my God. The worst thing you can do is not do your monitor, because everybody has to be held accountable for like what you didn't do. So you have 2 options if you would like to do makeup hour just to get extra hours or be more social with student council. There is a student council. It's like a meeting where all the students get together and they do fun things like creative crafts about graduations, different contests that they can run for the school to actually participate, and they just do a lot for the school, which is greatly appreciated. They feed us some days, and then some days we do have to pay them for food that they do provide. So let's talk graduation. My graduation was the best. Like, it couldn't have gotten any better. Like, everything ran smoothly. I graduated early. I took my time getting ready, because when you get there, you sit on the floor and you actually get ready. Like, you might have someone doing your hair, you might do your makeup. I did my hair, I did my makeup, and I found this cute little simple dress. Like, you design your own graduation how you want it to be presented, and you get a card, you, and lots of love, and you know, it was nice knowing you, we're such a great friend, blah blah blah. So at graduation, everyone stands up at the wall where you graduate, where people typically clock out. Mine was pretty emotional. That was such an amazing moment. Like, I really couldn't have picked any truer words than what I said for my graduation. I feel that, you know, it was a learning journey mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. Like, I learned a lot about myself dealing with the people that I dealt with in school, and I feel like I wouldn't have been there because I almost left you guys. Like, I was asking to leave the first week and the second week, but that was only because of personal issues and problems. And these girls at this school, like, they loved on me hard. They invited me and they welcomed me into their homes. Like, they just it's became a real sisterhood from this school, and I really, really appreciate it. The women, I look up to everyone in the offices. Like, I just love each and every person so much. I wish I could have got a chance to like know everyone, you know, personally. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually am going to be making a part 2 because I have some things that I had pre-recorded and I wanted to just show you guys, but I just wanted to give you guys my overall experience and what to expect as a student for cosmetology school. That's just how things go. And so I have some funny moments. I might do a compilation video as far as like my Snapchats, my friends, like us just acting up and just like being just stupid goofballs. And like we have Teachers Week, we have Halloween, and oh my god, the fashion show was amazing. I was Miss Cotton Candy, y'all. Pink looks good on me. So if you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and also a huge thumbs up on it, as well as comment what you want to know more as far as the cosmetology side, what specifics you want to know. If you have any questions I could possibly answer. If you guys want to do a Q&A session, that would be amazing. I'm also going to be doing part 2, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Be sure to subscribe, and yeah, you guys can also follow me on social media. That's also another place, a great place for us to locate and communicate, is CaPriel Annissa, and then I have my beauty page, which is valued_beauty_cam. So yeah, I'll put that all on the screen or down below where you guys can see that. So I look forward to seeing you guys again. See ya.